Japan begins quietly, in the hush, before a shopkeeper slides open a wooden door and the scent of fresh tofu drifts into the morning air. Narrow streets wind between low wooden houses, their tiled roofs still damp from last night's rain. In these old neighborhoods, laundry sways gently from balconies, while a bicycle bell rings somewhere just out of sight. Spring arrives first as a whisper, then as an explosion, when cherry blossoms unfurl along riverbanks and turn entire cities pink and white. Petals drift down like slow snow, settling on shoulders, rooftops, and the surface of canals that carry them quietly downstream. Families spread blue tarps beneath the trees, sharing bento boxes and laughter beneath a canopy that will bloom for only a week. Near the harbor, fishing boats rock gently against the dock as gulls circle overhead, waiting for the morning catch to be sorted. The smell of salt and diesel mixes with grilled fish smoke, curling up from a nearby stall. Old wooden houses lean over narrow rivers, their windows framed by faded curtains that flutter when rain begins to fall. On rainy afternoons, the whole town seems to soften, colors blurring gently behind sheets of falling water. Umbrellas bloom like flowers across sidewalks, red, clear, and patterned, as people move unhurried beneath the gray sky. Steam rises from ramen shops tucked into alleyways barely wide enough for two people to pass. A bowl of noodles here is never rushed, savored slowly with quiet nods of appreciation between sips of broth. Sushi counters glow warmly at night, chefs slicing fish with practiced precision passed down through decades of training. Onigiri wrapped carefully in seaweed sit, stacked at convenience store counters, a small comfort grabbed on the way to work. Japanese people move through daily life with quiet discipline, bowing slightly even in passing, careful never to disturb the harmony around them. Trains arrive within seconds of their scheduled time, and commuters queue in perfect lines, silent but never cold. Elders tend small gardens with meticulous care, trimming each branch as though shaping time itself. Children walk to school in tidy uniforms, chattering softly, backpacks bouncing with every step. When winter comes, snow settles over mountain villages, transforming rooftops into soft, white curves against a pale sky. In Nagano's valleys, wild snow monkeys wade into steaming hot springs, their fur dusted white, faces flushed pink from the heat. They sit motionless in the rising steam, eyes half closed, utterly unbothered by the cold swirling around them. Nearby, a lone visitor watches quietly, breath visible in the freezing air, camera forgotten in gloved hands. Down in the cities, warm light spills from small cafes, tucked between vending machines and stone lanterns. Inside, a woman sits alone by the window, wrapped in a scarf, cradling a hot cup of coffee between both hands. Steam rises softly from her cup, blending with the cold glass and the blurred motion of the street beyond. Outside, umbrellas pass in a steady rhythm, footsteps muffled by fresh snow or gentle rain, depending on the season. This is Japan in its quiet totality. Cherry blossoms and snowfall, ramen steam and harbor mist, old wood and neon light. A country where every season carries its own ritual, and every street corner holds a small, unhurried moment worth noticing. And in the chapters that follow, three of its most iconic faces reveal themselves fully: the timeless calm of Kyoto, the electric pulse of Tokyo, and the silent majesty of Mount Fuji. Kyoto moves at the pace of centuries, a city where temples outnumber traffic lights and silence often speaks louder than sound. Dawn breaks softly over Higashiyama, its stone streets empty except for a lone monk sweeping fallen leaves from a temple gate. Wooden machiya houses line the narrow lanes, their latticed windows glowing faintly as the first light touches their tiled roofs. The scent of incense drifts from open temple doors, mixing with the earthy smell of moss growing along ancient stone paths. At Fushimi Inari, thousands of vermilion torii gates form a tunnel that climbs quietly into the forested mountainside. Visitors walk beneath them in near silence, red pillars glowing like fire against the deep green of the surrounding trees. In spring, cherry blossoms frame the Kamo River, their reflections trembling gently on the water's calm surface. Locals stroll along the riverbanks at dusk, pausing on stone steps to watch petals drift past like small pink boats. Geisha and Maiko occasionally appear in Gion's stone alleys, their white makeup and silk kimono catching the last light of evening. Shopkeepers bow slightly as they pass, a quiet acknowledgement of tradition, still walking through modern streets. Inside small tea houses, the ritual of matcha unfolds slowly, whisked by hand until it turns to soft green foam. Every motion in the ceremony carries meaning, deliberate and unhurried, a meditation disguised as hospitality. Kyoto's kitchens honor this same patience, with kaiseki meals arriving in small, deliberate courses that celebrate each season's harvest. Tofu, simmered gently in delicate broth, remains a specialty here, a dish as understated as the city itself. In autumn, maple leaves ignite the temple gardens in shades of crimson and gold, drawing quiet crowds beneath ancient pines. Arashiyama's bamboo grove rises overhead like green cathedral walls, sunlight filtering through in thin, shifting beams. The rustle of bamboo stalks in the wind is one of the city's most recognizable sounds, soft yet strangely powerful. Nearby, the Togetsukyo Bridge stretches over a calm river, framed by mountains that change color with each passing season. Winter transforms Kyoto entirely, dusting temple roofs and rock gardens with a thin layer of untouched snow. Kinkaku-ji, the golden pavilion, seems to glow even brighter against a white winter landscape, its reflection frozen still in the pond below. Elderly residents move through these frosty mornings wrapped in scarves, offering quiet nods to neighbors along familiar paths. Small cafes near Philosopher's Path fill with warmth, where visitors sip coffee or matcha lattes while watching snow settle outside. Even amid modern life, rituals endure here. Temple bells still rung by hand, prayers still written on wooden emma boards. Kyoto never rushes to explain itself. It simply exists, layered in history, waiting patiently to be noticed. And in its quiet corners, one can still feel centuries of tradition breathing softly beneath the modern world. Tokyo wakes like a living organism, its neon veins pulsing awake as commuters flood into stations before the sun fully rises. Shibuya Crossing becomes a river of umbrellas and coats, hundreds of people moving in perfect, chaotic harmony with every green light. Above them, Massive digital screens flicker with advertisements, casting colored light onto the wet pavement below. Just blocks away, Harajuku hums with a different energy. Teenagers, in bold fashion, weaving past vintage shops and crepe stands. The scent of sizzling takoyaki drifts through the crowd, mixing with sweet perfume and the electric buzz of pop music. In contrast, Meiji Shrine sits hidden within a forest, just steps away, its towering torii gate marking a sudden shift into silence. Visitors bow quietly before the shrine, the roar of the city fading behind a wall of ancient trees. Tokyo's neighborhoods each carry their own rhythm, from the fashion-forward energy of Ginza to the quiet nostalgia of Yanaka's old wooden streets. In Yanaka, cats nap lazily on temple steps, while elderly shopkeepers sweep the same stone paths they've cleaned for decades. Nearby, a small izakaya glows warmly at dusk, lanterns swaying gently as workers gather for a beer after a long day. Grilled skewers sizzle over charcoal, filling the narrow alley with smoke and the low hum of easy conversation. Sushi remains sacred here too, though Tokyo's version moves fast, chefs slicing with rapid precision at conveyor belt counters. Ramen shops line basement corridors near train stations, steam fogging the windows as salarymen slurp noodles standing shoulder to shoulder. machines glow on nearly every corner, offering hot coffee, cold tea, or soup even in the middle of a snowy night. Winter transforms the city's energy, breath visible under streetlights as scarves and wool coats replace the light layers of summer. Snow occasionally dusts the rooftops of Shinjuku, softening the sharp lines of skyscrapers usually lost in neon glow. Near a quiet corner in Shimokitazawa, a woman sits inside a small cafe, coffee steaming gently as jazz plays low in the background. Outside her window, umbrellas bob past in the rain, the city's endless motion reduced to a soft, blurred rhythm. Despite its size, Tokyo holds tenderness in unexpected places. A grandmother feeding pigeons, a child laughing beneath a shrine gate. Trains arrive with mechanical precision, yet passengers still offer quiet nods and soft apologies when space grows tight. At night, Shinjuku's Golden Gai lights up with tiny bars barely large enough for 6 people, each one holding decades of stories. Salarymen and students sit shoulder to shoulder, sharing whiskey and conversation beneath dim lantern light. Meanwhile, in Akihabara, glowing signs advertise anime, electronics, and arcades stacked floor upon floor with flashing lights and sound. Just a short walk away, temples like Sensoji offer sudden calm, incense smoke curling upward beneath a massive red lantern. Tourists and locals alike toss coins, clap twice, and bow, a quiet ritual amid Tokyo's relentless motion. Cherry blossoms soften the city each spring, framing train tracks, riverbanks, and quiet parks in delicate pink light. Picnickers gather beneath the blooms in Ueno Park, sharing food and laughter as petals drift onto their blankets. Despite its ultra-modern skyline, Tokyo never fully abandons its older rhythms. Wooden shrines nestled between glass towers, tradition folded quietly into progress. is a city of contrasts, calm shrines beside neon chaos, ancient ritual beside cutting-edge technology. And through it all, its people move with quiet resilience, adapting effortlessly to whatever rhythm the day demands. Tokyo never truly sleeps, but even in its brightest hours, it always leaves space for a quiet cup of coffee in the corner of a rainy street. Mount Fuji rises alone above the horizon, its perfect symmetry visible for miles on a clear morning. Snow clings to its peak nearly year-round, a white crown resting atop slopes of deep volcanic gray. Fishing villages near Lake Kawaguchi wake early, their wooden docks reflecting the mountain's silhouette across still water. Local farmers move through nearby fields at dawn, mist curling low around crops as Fuji watches silently in the distance. In spring, cherry blossoms frame the mountain perfectly, pink petals drifting against a backdrop of white and blue. Photographers gather quietly along the lakeshore, waiting patiently for the exact moment wind stills the water into a perfect mirror. Elderly residents in nearby towns speak of Fuji with quiet reverence, treating the mountain less as scenery and more as a living presence. Small shrines dot its base, where travelers pause to pray before beginning their ascent during the summer climbing season. Hikers rise before dawn, headlamps flickering along dark trails as they climb toward the summit to catch the sunrise. At the top, the horizon ignites in gold and pink, silence broken only by quiet gasps of awe from exhausted climbers. In autumn, the surrounding hillsides burst into deep red and orange, framing the mountain in a fiery contrast to its snowy peak. Local ryokan innkeepers welcome guests with steaming bowls of soba, made from buckwheat grown in the volcanic soil nearby. Onsen baths near the mountain's base offer travelers a place to soak quietly, Fuji's peak visible through steam rising off the water. Winter transforms the region entirely, snow blanketing villages and turning quiet roads into hushed white corridors. Wild deer sometimes wander close to mountain trails, pausing cautiously before disappearing back into the frost-covered trees. Skiers and snowboarders flock to nearby slopes, Fuji rising silently behind them like a watchful giant. At dusk, lights flicker on in small mountain towns, glowing warmly against a darkening sky streaked with the mountain's fading silhouette. Farmers and shopkeepers alike pause occasionally just to look up, still humbled by a mountain they've seen every day of their lives. Legends surround its slopes, stories of gods, spirits, and pilgrims who once climbed, seeking not adventure, but spiritual clarity. Even today, that sense of reverence lingers, felt in the quiet bows travelers offer before beginning their climb. Clouds often gather at its base, leaving only the snowy peak visible above, as though the mountain floats above the earth itself. This illusion has inspired poets and painters for centuries, each attempting to capture a stillness words rarely reach. Whether seen from a train window, a quiet lakeside, or the streets of Tokyo on a clear day, Fuji commands quiet attention. It stands as more than a landmark, a steady, silent witness to centuries of Japanese life unfolding at its feet. And in its quiet, snow-covered permanence, Mount Fuji closes the story of Japan the way it began, with stillness, reverence, and a beauty that asks nothing but to be noticed.